Right, hi everybody, it's Chris 2E0UKH. I've got two Anytone 878s in front of me. This is the original one, which I've got filled up with foreign repeaters. So how do I have it set up, my Anytone 878? First of all, I have the talk alias feature switched on, so I don't have to keep putting in the DMR database. Talk alias lets you have call signs displayed on the screen that come down the network on Brandmeister. It works on Brandmeister, doesn't on some others, but first of all I have the DMR database in as well, and I have it set to look for the database first, and then if there's nothing in the database it will show talk alias. Secondly, I have it set up so that on screen we've only got one line at a time. I found from my experience a lot of these Anytones go a bit sluggish, go a bit especially the earlier models with lesser CPUs, they go a bit sluggish when there's too many things going on. So if you've got two lines, if you've got GPS, if you've got everything enabled, they can go a bit slow. If you've not initialized the firmware, they can go a bit slow. Get a lot of people email me saying, why is it doing this problem? And it's normally because they have not initialized the firmware, and they've got everything going, two lines, loads of activity. Anyway, now all of the Anytones, they've got some awesome presets on the functions on the radio. And what I do, I've got the P1 button, because everything's got a short and a long press. The P1 button changes the channel type, so I've got it set so I can go from FM to digital, and I've got it set so the P2 goes from VFO, so I can use it as a digital scanner, I can use it as an FM scanner, I can type stuff in and use it from the VFO, press it again, and I can go back to a memory channel. So another setting I've got, which is extremely handy, I had to program this in. The two presets on the left hand side below the transmit button, I've got those set as different things. If I press the top one, let's imagine we're on DMR and there's a lot of activity going on. I'm just going to put it on a digital, this is on my open spot, which is a digital channel. If I press PF, this is PF1, PF2, yeah, if I press PF1, disconnect. So all this is doing, I have assigned talk group 4000, group call 4000 to disconnect to the top side button. So if someone's talking on DMR, you're on a busy talk group, there's a little gap in the over, you press that, you press it once, it does disconnect, you press it twice, it does local. So you bring up disconnect, you press transmit, and you can unlink from the talk group you're on immediately. And I've customized it with a background, and I've left everything else standard. So basically that is how I've set it up. I think the lower button I've got set to sub band off, so you know how I was saying everything works better when you've just got one line. Well, if I put sub channel on, because this is the Anytone 878 UV plus 2, I have got the bottom line set. Let's zoom in on the screen a bit. Yeah, I have got the bottom line set as APRS. Now, when the radio switches on, when I turn it off, switch it on again, automatically I've got it set in the CPS. You can do this in the computer software. I've got it set to always come on with this configuration, with the open spot as the top line and APRS channel 1180 to have it set as the bottom line, and purely so that I've got APRS covered. And I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on this, on APRS. Haven't got round to it yet because I'm doing other things, but that's my next test. APRS on the Anytone 878. So you see, I've put it on. It's now sending out APRS. The top middle indicator, that red one, that indicates that GPS is on. So as long as that is on, it will send out APRS automatically. It might be to other hams in my area. It might be APRS to the space station, the International Space Station, and I can bounce packets of information off the space station. Anyway, that's how I've got it set up. That's how I recommend it. And put it in the comments if you've got yours set up differently, or you've got any other ideas. All these buttons are configurable. You've got on the side, you've got PF1, PF2, PF3 on the top, P1, P2. Each of these can be short and long press, and you can configure them in the computer software and also on the radio. Okay, 73 2E0 UKH. Cheers.